If you are an artist, songwriter, or producer, and you make a living from writing music, then hopefully this video will help you improve the quality of your lyrics, do it consistently, and do it in less time. Hi, my name is JP, and for the past 15 years, I've been writing, producing, and mixing music professionally. My songs have made over 21 billion streams, reached platinum and gold status internationally, won awards, and generated hundreds of thousands of dollars. These days, I mainly work with an artist called Aviva. Part of my job is to come up with 12 to 30 high-quality song ideas a year. I'm always looking for new ways to try and improve and streamline the process to help us write better songs in less time. So over the past few years, I've been writing my own lyric writing system to help us achieve this. It's been especially helpful on those days when I'm not really feeling it, but need to deliver a song regardless. By the end of the process, you'll have 100 plus carefully selected descriptive words to help you craft your lyrics. I call it the song palette because it's like you're choosing all the specific paints that you want and you place them on your palette, and then you can just have fun and throw paint at the canvas, knowing that every single color that lands on your canvas is there for a reason. The first question is, what is the title or hook? Now, you might not know this from the start, but it's important to keep this in mind because most successful songs are usually just one word or, something very clear. The main hook in the song, the main lyric is the title, and the entire song, the entire lyrics is shaped around that one idea. To help demonstrate, I'll play along and we can make a hypothetical song for my artist, Splish Splash. In this song, let's say the title is Unicorn. Number 2, what is the message of the song? It can be helpful to identify what the message of the song is before you even start. That way, when you're trying to find the right words and the right lyrics, it'll help you get there quicker and know which one is right. For my hypothetical Splish Splash song, let's say the message is something like, you are the only you. Kind of makes sense with the whole theme of a unicorn. Number 3, life moment. Recently, I was reflecting on some of my favorite songs, and I realized that my favorite songs were my favorite songs, not because of the song itself, but because of what was going on in my life at the time. What event was I experiencing at the time? One of my favorite albums is by a band called Explosions in the Sky. They're an instrumental band, and there's this one album called The Earth Is Not a Cold, Dead Place. And that helped me get through my first big heartbreak, with my first girlfriend. One of my favorite albums at the moment is by the artist NF. And a lot of the pain that he describes really resonates with me, and I feel like I'm going through a lot of growth and becoming a new person. And so this album kind of supports this pivotal life moment for me. A great example of this life moment concept is in Olivia Rodrigo's driver's license. Almost everyone in their life will get a driver's license at some point, and it's a very significant event. It's where you're transitioning from a teenager into becoming an adult, and you have freedom. So what sort of life moment can your song be attached to? I think for me, in this Splish Splash Unicorn song, it'll be something like the death of the old me. And this new version is learning to love himself. So let's put some love hearts there. Number 4 is who. Who is the song or story about? In most cases, it's probably you and someone else in the relationship. And this story is just me, also known as the unicorn. Number 5 is what. What is the song about and what is actually happening? If we take the driver's license example, it's Olivia, she's talking to her ex, that's the who, and the what is she's driving through her neighborhood and she's mourning all these memories she thought she was going to have with her ex-boyfriend. In my unicorn song, let's say I die and I'm reborn. Number 6, where? Where does your song take place? In driver's license, it's in the suburbs, in the neighborhood where she grew up with her ex. It can be helpful to identify where the song is placed because it'll help you figure out the imagery and pull the listener in if you can really describe the situation. In my unicorn song, let's say we're up in the clouds. Number 7 is metaphors. Not every song needs a metaphor, but it is often powerful to add some extra dimension to the lyric. A great example of this is Billie Eilish's Ocean Eyes. In my unicorn song, the metaphor is the unicorn. Number 8. Cultural references. Again, this is not necessary for every song, but it can be helpful to, again, add more dimension to the song. What I mean by cultural references, for example, in Taylor Swift's Style, she mentions James Dean. And just by seeing those 2 words, James Dean, adds so much flavour to the song. And because millions of people already know who James Dean was, they feel a connection and there's familiarity there. And just by using those 2 words, she's been able to paint the picture even more for the listener in a very efficient way. In my unicorn song, I could either talk about Charlie the Unicorn, if anyone remembers him from YouTube, or maybe something about Harry Potter and Voldemort and the unicorn blood. Unicorn blood. Number 9, aesthetic. What is the aesthetic of this song? Is your song going to be dark and broody? Is it going to be organic and beautiful? And I'm just talking about the lyrics here. We're not talking about production at all. For my song, let's say it is bright and dark in moments, because remember, I'm dying, and empowering. And the 10th and final question is voice tone. What do you want your voice to sound like? What part of your voice are you going to use in this song? Do you want it to be loud and full? Do you want it to be soft and conversational? Do you want it to be sweet and pretty? Or maybe you want different tones in different sections. And again, you might not know this yet, and you might change it as you start writing the actual song, but I find it's helpful to keep it in the back of my mind. And that's everything. Feel free to use these 10 questions, or you can change it up a bit to make it work for you. And there we have it. We have our word palette for my unicorn song. We have about 18 different ideas to help us start our lyrics. But it doesn't stop there. I'll then take each word and go to onelook.com/thesaurus, and I'll go and find another 5 to 10 words that complement these words. And so by the end of this process, I'll have, maybe 100 unique descriptive words to help me start my lyrics. And what I'm often looking for when I go to onelook.com are sensory words, so like things that you can see, hear, touch, taste and smell, to help me really bring the listener in. Once I have all these 100 words or so, they will act as like my different paints that I've carefully selected on my palette, and I can go and play with some melodies and I just like throw paint at the wall. And that way I don't have to analyze my lyrics as I'm playing with my melodies. I don't have to be like, is that word right? Is there a better word that can be used here? Because I've very carefully selected all these words which fit into this song that I'm trying to create, which is trying to achieve a goal, which is supporting my overall brand message and purpose. And as you play around with the melodies, you'll find that some words work better than others, and maybe you need to find a few more words and add it to your palette. I'm sure you can imagine that starting with 100 words is far less daunting than starting with a complete blank page. I think I wrote my first song about 20 years ago, and man, if I had this process, my songs would have ended up quite differently. When I'm throwing all my paint at the wall, all these words, and working on my melodies, I have quite a specific approach, which I'll share with you in my next video. Otherwise, this video will just go on forever. I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback on this overall system, and if you have any suggestions on how I could improve it, please let me know in the comments below.